Bell crossed the border. Indiana University of Pennsylvania. Giant Eagle. It takes a giant to make life simple. And your Pennzoil 10-minute oil change centers and Pennmarts.
A beautiful Saturday night for football. It is Cathedral Prep and Cincinnati Moeller. Cincinnati Moeller has won the toss and will receive. I'm Gary Drapcho along with Jim LaCorchick, and we're getting this game started right away. Brian Spry kicking off for the Ramblers. It will be taken by Tony Hamilton at the 20, skips over the sidelines, and will step out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Moeller will take over first and 10. This should be a great game, Jim LaCorchick.
Wow, what a beautiful night for football. Obviously great playing surface with the artificial turf. We saw a nice game last night. Can't beat this for back-to-backers and getting paid, Gary. We don't want to rub anybody's face in it, but
no, right? Are you right about that? It is first and 10 for Moeller at the 28-yard line. Moeller comes in 1 and 2, as you see their starting offensive lineup. And look out for number 7. His name is Ted Fitz. He is a 6'8", 190-pound wide receiver. The quarterback is Pat McLaughlin, also a senior, and he's a good one as well. First play from scrimmage. He wants to throw down the middle, has a man, and that is Hamilton for a first down at the 48-yard line. Justin Lustig covering on the play, but the Crusaders come out throwing right away.
I was talking to assistant coach Jim Skindell before the game from Prep, and he was saying, geez, everybody's talking about Moeller like they stink or something. He goes, we've seen them. They're 1 and 2. He said, but they're as good a football team as we're going to play.
They lost to Upper St. Clair, then to Massillon, Washington, to go 0-2, and then turned that around with a win over Covington Catholic 25-14 a week ago. Prep coming in at 2-1. Riding a 2-game winning streak. Big win last week against Austintown Fitch. McLaughlin, play action fake, fires down the middle, has his tight end, Mike Logan, number 89, who gets drilled as he catches the football at the 42-yard line by Rasan Powell. It is close to another first down, and the Ramblers look like they're back on their heels a little bit. They might not have expected Moeller to come out so aggressively on offense.
I'll tell you, Logan, the tight end, 6'2", 225, and their wide receiver, Fitz, is 6'8", 185. You can see right here, nice play fake. And then they roll and they find the tight end wide open, and Prep playing with 2 sophomore linebackers. They've got their work cut out for them.
Yeah, by the way, the one inside linebacker, Ryan Irvin, with 13 tackles a week ago in that win against Austintown Fitch, 5 solo and 8 on the assist variety, as they measure here for the first down. And it appears to be of just a few inches short. So 2nd and inches for the Crusaders. They're at the Cathedral Prep 42-yard line. The Ramblers, as I mentioned, 2-1 on the season, opening with a loss to Cardinal Mooney, then coming back to beat Buffalo St. Francis, our game of the week a couple of weeks ago, and then last Friday when they opened the stadium here for the first time this year on the artificial surface, beat Austintown Fitch, an impressive performance. We'll talk more about that as we go along here. Moeller on 2nd and inches. And McLaughlin wants to throw again. Here's his big split end, Ted Fitz, a 6'8" senior who makes the grab inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Justin Lustig covering, but 3 straight passes and 3 straight completions, Jim.
Well, I'll tell you what, 3 different receivers, and they can catch the ball. This kid can throw it. Gary talked about Austintown Fitch. They lost last night 31-17 to Cleveland St. Ed's. Somebody told me Austintown had 6 starters out after that Prep game. You'll see right here the 6'8" Fitz go up. He's not only big, he has great hands.
Lachlan has a over 50% completion percentage this year, 26 of 43. He's 3 for 3 already tonight. First running play of the game, and it is number 40 running the football for Cincinnati Moeller. That is Grant Crossway, and he gets a few to the 25-yard line. About 4 make it 2nd down and 6. Brian Bates, the first man to hit him for the Ramblers.
Crossway, a 6', 185-pound sophomore. Not too often you see a sophomore in the Cincinnati Moeller starting lineup.
Mike Camfey is their big running back. He has rushed for 344 yards in 3 games, 4 touchdowns. He's also received for 229 yards, so he's got nearly 800 yards of total offense. Mike Camfey, and he's going to get the football here as he trips up and goes down at the 25-yard line. Check that. That was not Camfey. That was Tony Hamilton, number 31. So Camfey has not seen the football yet. No gain on the play. Nicely done by Cathedral Prep, and sets up the first 3rd down conversion attempt for the Crusaders. 3rd down, about 6.
Not good for the Ramblers. They forced them into a passing situation. They may live to regret that.
McLaughlin 3 for 3 in that department on this drive. Needs to get to the 19-yard line for a first down. Single setback. Goes back to throw. Rolling to his right, has some pressure, dumps it off. It is caught at the 20, has a first down at the 15 to the 10. Flag goes down as he is bopped out of bounds by Matt DiRamo. Let's check out the flag. If it is against Cathedral Prep, the Crusaders will have a first down in the vicinity of the 10-yard line.
I think that's an illegal block, Gary, and that'll set them back and set up about a 3rd and 5 maybe again. But you can see him rolling right wide open to Hamilton or to Crossway. Check that. And another good pattern. I'll tell you, this is a passing offense. You'll see what Moeller does here. It's like a pro offense. They get everybody involved. They hit the fullback coming out of the backfield wide open. This is a lot of pressure on the prep 10th grade linebackers.
Yeah, Sack was blitzing on the play, and they went away from him, so they tried to blitz the linebackers, putting a little bit more pressure on McLaughlin. All right, it is back to almost the original line of scrimmage after the illegal block at the 25-yard line, 3rd down, and still about 6 yards to go, so it's almost a repeat of the down and distance. McLaughlin to throw. They're trying to set up a screen, and they don't do it. It is intended for Crossway. The ball was slightly overthrown, but the Ramblers kind of read that and clogged it up pretty well.
Jeff Van Valkenburg did a nice job of holding up the receiver at first, and then Jason Larson came over there in case the pass was complete. So a good job by the Ramblers, but I'm sure Cincinnati will go on for it on 4th down.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by your Toyota dealer. As you see the starting lineups defensively for the Cathedral Prep Ramblers, it is a defense that is average giving up about 2 touchdowns a game. They've really come on strong in the last couple of wins against St. Francis from Buffalo and from Austintown Fitch. 4th down and 6. And McLaughlin will throw. They're blitzing. He's under pressure. They've got him, and they have him at the 24-yard line. It is 5 yards short of a first down. The Ramblers defense holds, and a big stop for the Ramblers defense. They'll take over on offense at the 25-yard line.
Van Valkenburg and Jake Sack coming up with a big play right there, Gary, defensively.
So the Ramblers take over 1st and 10. Here's the pressure again, Jim.
Right here, the good coverage downfield, and that's Van Valkenburg and Sack coming in.
Cathedral Prep, which ran the football big time, as you see again, the sack. Now back to live action as the run is off right tackle by Justin Lustig, and he gets a couple of yards to the 27-yard line. Make it 2nd down and 8 yards to go from there. Well, we'll call it 2nd down and 7 as he gets the spot out closer to the 29. 2nd down and 7.
Obviously, Gary, Prep's going to have to control the ball this game. Moeller's going to put some points on the board. The Ramblers, once again, without their speed back, Mark Lockett, still hobbled with an ankle injury.
Minna George taking a look at him in the pregame warm-ups, determining that he was not yet ready. Rasan Powell carrying the football, puts his head down and gets a couple to the 30, maybe the 31-yard line. What a game Powell had last week. 345 yards rushing on the season, 189 of those against Austintown Fitch a week ago. As the running game against Fitch, Jim, 40 attempts for 326 yards. They average about 8 yards per run against Austintown Fitch. And Moeller's been susceptible to the run so far this year.
Yeah, but Prep's going to have some big plays. They're not going to control the ball with short gains against the Crusaders.
Here's a 3rd and 3. George on the pistol. Lustig has the outside. 30, 35, 40. Gets a great block by Ramon Ellis at midfield. He is knocked out of bounds at the 40-yard line, but behind him there was a flag thrown. Adam Mortuni making the stop for Cincinnati Moeller, but the flag was thrown after Justin Lustig had turned the corner on a nice block by Ramon Ellis, number 5.
Now the chain gang's a little confused because they started moving. Minna George is irate over his player, Ramon Ellis. That was a great read and pitch there by the quarterback, Owen George, who made the defenders commit, got it out to Lustig, a very good runner. So this may negate Prep's first down. But I thought Ramon Ellis did a nice job of trying not to block from behind, be honest with you.
He almost set a pick. Here's the official's call. I don't know if his microphone is on or not. We'll hopefully get his microphone to work. The penalty is marked off from the point of infraction. So it is a first down for Cathedral Prep. They were able to pick up the first down since the infraction occurred well upfield on the run by Justin Lustig. That's the good news. The bad news is that instead of having it at the Moeller 38, it's back at the Prep 39, about a 20-yard difference.
Better news, it was about a 5-yard penalty from the flag.
Owen George back to throw and hands it off to Lustig. Big running room left side. He's across midfield. He's at the 40. There's Ellis again trying to block almost the same play, and they nail Lustig at the 31-yard line. Ian Day makes the stop. Almost the same situation. He was running right behind Ramon Ellis.
Ramon Ellis was going, oh, no, why me again? Don't anybody get near me. Last time I thought I did the right thing. Lustig is a lot quicker than these Moeller players right now, Gary. And again, the draw play, Lustig reads it, takes it to the left, cuts it to the outside, and he comes up, runs up behind Ramon Ellis.
31-yard line. The Ramblers have a 1st and 10 on the big run by Justin Lustig. Owen George, 3-step drop, fade pattern to Ramon Ellis down near the 5-yard line. It's tapped away incomplete nicely by Ian Day, number 17, who was doing a very good job of staying with Ramon Ellis on the fade pattern. 2nd down and 10 at the 31.
Still a good play on 1st down, Gary. Loosen up that Cincinnati defense. You saw what happened last night when Central started throwing against Strong Vincent. Even though the first pass wasn't complete, it seemed to open up everything the rest of the evening. So a 2nd and 10, the Ramblers with their running game right now in full steam.
Ellis, by the way, the leading receiver among Metro teams with the 10 catches. Now Owen George rolling right under pressure, flings it out to Lustig. Lustig goes up in the air, catches it at the 15. Great spin move, dives down to the 10-yard line. That was just great individual effort by Justin Lustig.
Wow, what a great play. Owen George knew that the Cincinnati Moeller player had his back to the ball, and he just lofted it up there, and Lustig read it all the way. Good coverage, but a great individual play. You'll see Owen George rolls left, comes back to his right, and sees Lustig as release man. What a catch and a run.
Back to live action now, 1st and 10, and the give to Rasan Powell, banging his way up the middle inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. And Steve Fiamingo, a 5'10", 235-pound senior defensive tackle, puts the hits on Powell after a gain of 3. They can pick up a 1st down just inside the 1-yard line. So it is not 2nd and goal. It is 2nd and about 7 at the 7. They can pick up a 1st down at about the half-yard line, Jim.
I believe Fiamingo's father is here, and he's a scout for the Bengals, Gary. Is that what you said?
And we may catch up with him before the course of the game. Here's the give to Lustig, picking his way, puts his head down at the 5 and gets to the 3. Marshall Hisdu, a 6'4", 220-pound senior linebacker, makes the stop, but Lustig picks up another 3. 3rd down and about 2 at the 3-yard line.
Hisdu's brother was an outstanding baseball player at Cincinnati Moeller. As a matter of fact, one of the top prospects in the country when he was a senior.
Owen George and Minna George want a timeout, and we'll take a timeout too. No score, but the Ramblers threatening here in the 1st quarter from Veterans Stadium.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania is an investment in your future. We offer over 140 majors in undergraduate, graduate, and doctoral level programs. We have smaller classes, one-on-one teaching. We're recognized as a Best Buy university by many of the nation's leading college guidebooks, including Barron's and Money Magazine. Plus, we're rated as one of the 5 safest universities in the country. Strong character development in both academics and athletics. IUP, on the field in the classroom, we know what it takes to make you a winner. IUP, check us out.
Crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft.
Why are the 2 biggest, baddest sinners on the planet arguing over tacos when they can have this?
The new double-decker taco from Taco Bell.
Don't stop now.
It's our delicious crunchy taco joined in harmony.
Harmony?
You betcha. With beans and a soft tortilla.
That's big. What do you think?
The double-decker taco. Just 89 cents.
You guys are millionaires. Buy your own. Buy your own.
Gary Draft Show with Jim LaCorchick. First big play of the game for the Ramblers. 3rd down and 2, but I think this is 2-down territory for the Ramblers, Jim. 3rd and 2. They give it to Lustig off the right side, and he's trying to get to the 1. He got into the end zone. Touchdown.
They faked it to Lustig and just on a delay gave it to Powell, I believe.
I think Owen George just followed Lustig.
Owen
George just followed Lustig in that hole. I don't know whether he missed the handoff or that was an intended play. We'll have to ask Minna George that. But Owen George followed Lustig into the end zone for the touchdown. They went after Lustig, and Owen George scores from 3 yards out. The Ramblers have the lead at 5:42 of the 1st quarter. And Brian Spry, out of the hold of George, will attempt the extra point. It is up. It is good. 7-0 in favor of the Ramblers with 5:42 to go. No good. No good. Okay, 6-0 is the score in favor of Prep. And we'll be right back with more in just a moment.
parent who's ever asked their child what they did in school today and gotten this response,
Nothing.
we wanted to remind you that nothing is really something.
The Ramblers on the board, 6-0 here. They did miss the extra point, and Spry kicking off. Hamilton will let it bounce and pick it up at the 13-yard line. The Ramblers all over him. He eludes 3 tackles, gets to the 20, gets to the 30, and then is knocked out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Let's send it down to Bill Flanagan, who has some information for us from the sidelines. Bill?
Gary and Jim, thank you very much. You know, back in 1991, Cathedral Prep went to their first and only state championship game. Early in that season, they picked up a 21-19 win over Cincinnati Moeller. Head coach Minna George felt that allowed his program to turn the proverbial corner. And in this, their 6th ever meeting, they feel as they're as close as ever to again beating this Ohio powerhouse.
All right, thank you, Bill. As the Ramblers leading 6-0 on a great first offensive series, scoring on the Owen George touchdown run. McLaughlin now, who was 3 for 4 passing in that first series, hands it off to Hamilton. He is bopped as he gets to the 32 by Brian Bates. And only a gain of maybe a yard, 2nd down and 9 from the 32-yard line.
Also, sophomore linebacker Ryan Irvin leading that charge, too. Wow, good looking. Bowers and Irvin, 2 outstanding linebackers and just 10th graders. Prep went 75 yards in 9 plays, Gary.
A nice drive, orchestrated a lot by the running of Justin Lustig and the throwing of quarterback Owen George. 2nd down and 9 at the 32. McLaughlin operating with an I formation behind him. Will pitch it to Tony Hamilton. Hamilton trying to get to the outside, finds the running room scarce, manages to spin back to the line of scrimmage. But it will be Rasan Powell who makes the tackle, and it'll be 3rd down and about 9 for the Crusaders, again from their own 32-yard line. Powell, a heck of an athlete, both sides of the football, Jim.
He's a big timer. He stood up the blocker, then he stood up the running back. And then he'll probably stand up his date tonight. What a guy. What a great night.
He sat out all of last year after transferring from Mercyhurst Prep. And Minna George says he deserves a lot of credit. Did not miss a practice, even though he could not play in any games a year ago, but he's making the most of it this year. McLaughlin throws. He has his split end. And was it on the ground? Did they call it complete? Yes, they did. Completed pass at the 43-yard line. Number 7, Ted Fitz, making the catch, and that should be enough for the 1st down at the 43.
Tough call, Gary, but Fitz got open, must have got his hands under the ball.
Here's a replay on the touchdown, Jim.
All right. Going to keep an eye on Owen George. Some great ball handling. That was definitely a planned play, I believe. Gary faked it to Lustig and then followed him into the end zone.
Put it in the belly of Lustig, took it out, and then followed him into the end zone. 3-yard run. That has the Ramblers in front 6-0. They did miss the extra point. McLaughlin on 1st down, trying to set up a screen. Hamilton has it at the 40. Gets a good block at the 50. He's at the 45, in the open field at the 40, down to the 30, still on his feet, and finally spun down at the 26-yard line. Big play for Moeller. Matt DeRamo saved a touchdown by tackling Hamilton at the 26-yard line, but it's a 1st and 10, and again, Moeller is knocking at the door.
Hamilton is not a speed burner, Gary, but he's a strong, straight-ahead runner and did a tremendous job of using his blockers on that screen pass. You'll see right here, it looks like Prep may have some coverage on him, but Hamilton goes behind that wall, breaks a tackle there, and picks up another 20-25 yards before running into another blocker.
Let's go back to live action. Let's go back to live action here as 1st down and 10 at the 26-yard line. Play action fake McLaughlin. Sets up, throws down the middle, intercepted. Justin Lustig has it at the 20, at the 25-30, knocked out of bounds by McLaughlin at the 33-yard line, but he stepped in and picked it off, and the Prep defense again comes up big, Jim Lekorchik, staving off another Crusaders threat.
Moeller's moving the ball, but the Ramblers not only big plays on offense, making big plays on defense, and a very familiar number 7, Justin Lustig. Right here, again, McLaughlin rolls left, strong arm, throws it right over the arms of the receiver, and Lustig, very, very heady player.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Ramblers. They held Moeller on their first offensive series on a 4th and 6. Now they intercept on the 2nd offensive series, and no running room for Rasan Powell. They must have scouted last week as Hisdu and Murphy make the stop. Powell coming off that big 189-yard, 2-touchdown rushing effort. He also scored another touchdown last week on a 55-yard fumble recovery that he ran in.
Gary, I'll tell you what that's opening up, though. They're concentrating on that play with Powell. That opens up the option to Lustig around end.
Ramon Ellis, the top receiver. Owen George, of course, the son. And there you see the offensive line. Cesar Montevecchio not in there. He is out because of injury. We'll tell you who's the starting center as up over the 40 to the 41-yard line. Chris Jordan makes the stop. Powell running the football. Ron Wazorek starting center for Prep, a 5'9", 195-pound junior, in place of Cesar Montevecchio, who got hurt a couple of weeks ago in that Buffalo St. Francis game and is still not in uniform. Third down, we'll call it 5 as they mark the football at the 39. And Cathedral Prep wants to call a timeout and talk about this offensively. 6-0 in favor of the Ramblers as the Moeller squad has put together some offensive plays, but once they get down in the shadow of the goalpost, Jim Lekorchik, they have been stopped by this Cathedral Prep defense.
Yeah, Gary, I like the fact that Prep looks much quicker than Moeller. I mean, they're going to have trouble stopping this very sophisticated high school passing attack. And I mean, this is a sophisticated high school offense. They're having a little trouble, but they are making the big plays, and they are quicker. And I look for Lustig and Powell to have some excellent big runs.
All right, Jim, while we have a break in the action, let's look across the street. There's our sign. It's still there, welcoming us back, Carpet Craftsman.
We only been gone 22 hours, but I appreciate their thought. Gary, they're Erie's premier carpet center, offering the only full-time certified master installers in Erie with the best guarantee in the business. Carpet Craftsman, 27th and French, across from Vet Stadium.
Here at Vet Stadium on the artificial surface, first and, check that, 3rd down and 6. Screen pass to Powell. He's not going to get anywhere. He loses yardage way back at the 30. Great defense by Ryan Murphy, the linebacker number 9, who had that smelled out and dropped Powell for a huge loss.
Yeah, 10-yard loss, and there were 4 Moeller players there, and just poor Rashawn Powell with the ball.
So 4th down punting time for Cathedral Prep. And number 9, Brian Spry, who does the kicking and the punting. Eric Wilkos does the place kicking for extra points and for field goals. But Spry will do the kicking off and the punting. And he goes back into punt formation for the Ramblers inside his 20 at about his 16-yard line. He awaits the snap of the football. 6-0 in favor of Prep. About 1:34 and counting left to play here in the first quarter. And they'll give the ball back to Cincinnati Moeller. Caught by Goodnight at the 38. Comes up over the 40, the 45, the 50, and then is ankle tackled as he gets into Prep territory at the 47-yard line. So Moeller with excellent field position. They'll start it in Rambler territory at the 47-yard line. And the Rambler defense again called on to try to protect that 6-0 lead.
Good field position for the Crusaders. The Ramblers held them off once on that interception. They're going to have to do it again because this team's going to move the ball consistently.
Center for Moeller, Eric Tamashevsky leading the team up to the line of scrimmage. Down to 1:10 left to play here in the first quarter. Ramblers leading 6-0 on a 3-yard run by quarterback Owen George. Here is the pitch to Jim Higgins. And Higgins, number 5, skips to the 40 and gets a solid 8 yards to the 39-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and 2 for the Crusaders from there. Ramon Ellis comes up to make the stop, along with Rasan Powell.
There's a lot of weapons in this Moeller arsenal, and right here you'll see Higgins just turn it upfield behind some good blocking and almost breaking the final tackle.
Maybe we have not seen Mike Camfey yet, and we'll try to find out why the leading rusher for Moeller has yet to see a snap in this football game. Although he is in the game right now, but he has yet to touch the football. This is the 3rd offensive series. Well, here he goes. Mike Camfey gets the first down off left tackle to the 36-yard line. And it is a first down, and with 20 seconds to go here in the first quarter, that may very well be the end of the first quarter. We'll count it down. Higgins, number 5, and Camfey, number 6. They had an entirely new set of running backs in there on the first offensive series, so maybe they're just putting in some fresh backs here in the early part of this game.
And Moeller with a huge offensive line, Gary, may just have made a commitment to run it straight ahead until Prep stops him.
10 seconds to go. Moeller should get another playoff before the end of the quarter. Man in motion. Takes the snap with 2 seconds to play. Gives it to Higgins. Higgins trying to pick his way. Gets to the 35-yard line as the first quarter comes to an end. Cathedral Prep with the lead. The Ramblers 6-0 at the end of 1. We'll be right back.
What makes the New Holland Super Boom so tough? Everything. See your New Holland dealer today and put the toughest skid steer loader on the market to work for you.
Cathedral Sales and Service, your New Holland dealer, Route 97, Union City.
Clarion University. Our students are meeting challenges in the classroom, on the field of play, on the stage, and in real-world settings. With personal attention from the faculty, they are preparing for challenging careers in some of the fastest-growing occupations. Clarion University, meeting the challenge for our students, for our communities, for our future.
Crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft.
Why are the two biggest, baddest sinners on the planet arguing over tacos when they can have this?
The new double-decker taco from Taco Bell.
Don't stop now.
It's our delicious crunchy taco joined in harmony.
Harmony?
You betcha. With beans and a soft tortilla.
That's big. What do you think?
The double-decker taco. Just 89 cents.
You guys are millionaires. Buy your own. Buy your own.
Open the door to variety, to value, to convenience. Hey, we know you're in a hurry. Shop smart. Shop PennSmart.
Gary Drabcho along with Jim LaCorchick ready to start the second quarter, and as we do so, Moeller at the 34 of prep with a 2nd down and 8, split backs behind Pat McLaughlin, who swings it to the tight end. He's got it at the 30 and then stretches forward to the 29-yard line. Justin Lustig coming up to make the stop. Here's what Minna George had to say about gaining confidence after that win over Austintown Fitch a week ago.
I thought that got us over the hump last week, and I think the kids know they can play with anybody, and we're not too concerned right now with winning and losing. I think I've been trying to stress that with the boys. All we want to do is get better every week, and I think we've made great gains since the first week, and hopefully we can get better this week.
And thus far, things have held true to form, Jim LaCorchick, as they have a first down, does Moeller, but it is Prep in the lead 6-0.
Two pretty solid high school football teams, Gary.
29-yard line. Here's the pitch to Cam Fay. They have it clogged up. They've got him stopped, and they've got him thrown for a loss. I said it was first down. It was actually 3rd down and 2. Now it will be 4th down and 4. Brian Bates playing a great game. Big number 79. You see him in the middle of the screen with that eye shield across his helmet. Right in the face of Cam Fay on that pitch to the right.
Last time on 4th down from approximately the same field position, Gary, they were going to throw, and the Ramblers came up with a big play. Again, we'll see what the Moeller Crusaders are going to do.
Just short of the 30. We'll call it 4th down and 4. And McLaughlin straight back to throw. Pumps one, now throws, has his man Cam Fay. They nail him at the 26-yard line, but they should give him the spot of the football, and it's going to be close to a first down.
Oh, he got a great spot.
He got a spot just inside the 26.
Wow.
And he needed to get to the 26-yard line for a first down. But just to be safe, they're going to bring the sticks out. It looks like about half the length of the football.
See right here, good effort. A great hit in there by 33 of the Ramblers.
Serafini.
Holy. It's going to be about 6 inches to the good for Cincinnati.
I think so. Half the length of the football, we predict. Exactly on the money. Half the length of the football. That's why I got new contact lenses before this season began.
Boy, they paid off.
First down and 10 for Cincinnati Moeller, and they opened things up in that first offensive series. They've been a little bit more conservative since that first offensive series.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Boy, they came out throwing. They got that 6'8" wide receiver Fitz.
Moeller 1st and 10 at the 26. Prep in the lead 6-0. We're early second quarter. And McLaughlin play action fake, goes back to throw, looking, has time. Now they're covered. Now he rolls right, gives it to Cam Fay, and he can't hold on to the 15-yard line. Ed Serafini was trailing him on the play. Had he caught the ball, he might have been able to turn it upfield into the end zone for a touchdown, but it was slightly overthrown, and number 6, Cam Fay, could not hold on.
But again, Gary, a sensational job by the Prep secondary. That was probably McLaughlin's 4th option, as they had the receivers well covered.
McLaughlin looks like a pretty headsy quarterback. He keeps his poise back there as they come up to the line of scrimmage. 2nd down and 10 yards to go. Takes the snap, heads back to throw. Looking, fires, has a man open, and has him at the 15-yard line, where it is close to another first down. It will be a first down.
Boy, Fitz at 6'8", 185. A great target, but even more impressively, excellent hands for a big man. You think they'd just be throwing him jump balls. Right here, McLaughlin, 6'2", 175-pound senior. Not hard to find Fitz in a crowd.
First down and 10 at the 16-yard line. Nine minutes, 55 seconds to go. Moeller and Pat McLaughlin on the move. Third time they've been inside the Ramblers 20. They have yet to score. Here's an inside handoff to Higgins on the trap play, and he is roughed up as he gets close to the 11-yard line. The entire Prep defensive line, led by nose tackle Jason Larson, tackles Eugene Crosby and Brian Bates, all making the stop, having a hand in on the tackle. It's a gain of 4, and from the 11-yard line, the nose of the football just touching the 11. Second down, 6 yards to go.
Gary, historically, the Ramblers are usually huge up front, but this year, Minute George has some smaller guys and went with quickness throughout his lineup.
McLaughlin sending a receiver wide left. Split backs behind him on second down and 6. Takes the snap, turns, hands the ball to Hamilton. Hamilton up inside the 10, almost scooted out of there, but was tackled at the 6-yard line by Ryan Irvin. Number 44, or number 44, Ryan Irvin, making the stop on the play at the 7, so just short of a first down. We'll call it third down and about 1.5 yards to go.
Crusaders going with some misdirection now and some traps, Gary.
8 minutes and 45 seconds remaining, 6-0. The Ramblers trying to protect that lead. They scored midway through the first quarter on their second offensive series. Owen George, a 3-yard run, missed the extra point, and now Moeller knocking on the door here from the 7. Third down and 2. Hands the ball to Camfey, picks his way for a first down inside the 5, keeps driving forward, and is taken down by Justin Lustig at the 3-yard line, but not before he'll move the sticks, and Moeller will be first and goal from the 3.
Pretty impressive drive right here, Gary.
An offensive line huge. Eric Tamashevsky, the center, at 205. Carlberg, 260. Quinn, 280. Lugers, 210. And Volman, 260. So 3 of the 5 offensive linemen are over 250 pounds.
That'll get your attention in high school.
Yes, it will. First and goal at the 3-yard line. Let's see if they just try to power it in from here. They have held the ball since the beginning of the second quarter. We're down to 8 minutes to go. Give to Hamilton, trying to work his way in, and he gets into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown for Cincinnati Moeller as he powered his way in, crossway from 3 yards out, and the game is tied at 6-6, and now Moeller will try to tack on the extra point to take the lead.
Very impressive, Gary. That fourth down pass, obviously, that they made by half the length of the football, certainly the key play.
Extra point attempt by Jim Siciliano. Siciliano, number 19, right-footed kicker, will try to put the Crusaders in front, 7-6 if he's able to drill the extra point. Snap is good, ball is down, kick is up, and this one is good. Just makes it inside the upright. 7-6 in favor of Moeller. They take the lead. We'll be right back.
The 91 Rambler football team had to overcome several obstacles to earn their 14-1 record, including nationally ranked Cincinnati Moeller. Prep was able to strike first with a touchdown in the first quarter and increase their lead to 14-0. But Moeller's comeback was cut short when Prep's defense prevented a 2-point conversion, finishing a 21-19 Rambler victory.
This Prep Flashback has been brought to you by Beals McMahon Painting. Just as Cathedral Prep is committed to excellence, Beals McMahon brings you the best in professional painting.
Wait, here's the Giant Eagle Advantage card. How can one piece of plastic be so fantastic? Don't need those others, no. Our Advantage card makes what was hard as simple as D50.
She loves some chicken.
I'll go flower picking. I've got the video.
I can pay with a check. Only takes a sec.
And it's as simple as D50. We're as simple as D50. Giant Eagle.
Gary Drapcho and Jim LaQuartick live from Veterans Stadium. Beautiful night for football and a whale of a game brewing up here. Moeller with a 7-6 lead now. Both teams scoring touchdowns. Moeller kicking the extra point through to take the lead. Ramon Ellis comes up to get the kickoff at the 25. Stripped of the football, falls on it, still loose. Let's see who's got it. Prep continues possession at the 30. Here's the first quarter stats, Jim.
Should be pretty even. Moeller 5 first downs at 3. Total yards 103.71 because Moeller had 84-12 passing. Prep out rushing Cincinnati 59-19. Time of possession 7:01 to 4:59. Moeller's touchdown drive just 47 yards and they took 12 plays.
So let's see what the Ramblers can do now that Moeller has answered the prep touchdown with a touchdown of their own and have a 7-6 lead. Here's Rasan Powell trying to cut it off the right side. Does get the corner and stretches forward for 5 yards to the 35-yard line. Let's go downstairs to Bill Flanagan. Bill?
Gary, thanks. Two things that Cathedral Prep is looking at right now. Both Minna George and one of their offensive linemen feel there's a problem with Moeller's middle linebackers. They're blitzing a little bit too much. They want to expose that. The other thing, saw it near the end of the first quarter. Owen George was told to throw away screen passes like those that aren't going to work. We'll see if that affects him as the second quarter continues.
Thank you, Bill. Gain of 5 yards by Rasan Powell. He's got the football again on 2nd down and 5. Gets close to a first down. He'll come up about a yard short at the 39-yard line. And it will be 3rd down and 1 for the Ramblers as Steve Phillips gets credited for the tackle for the Crusaders. Toyota's bringing you the Cincinnati Moeller starting lineups. And it is a defense that has been susceptible to the run. They've given up 70 points in 3 games, about 23 points per game, Jim, and nearly 1,000 yards in total offense in those 3 games. So it's a defense that can be had.
And Prep attacking the middle right now.
From the 39-yard line, 3rd down and 1, straight ahead give, first down, Rasan Powell out to the 44-yard line. 3 straight running plays by Rasan Powell, Adam Ortina, and Nick Hartman combined to make the stop on Rasan Powell, the transfer from Mercyhurst Prep.
Gary, it's a shame that Minna George doesn't have Mark Rocket Lockett at his disposal, because I think against this Moeller team, if he gets to the corner, he's long gone.
He is in uniform and did participate in pregame drills, but Minna deciding that he wasn't right to play. Justin Lustig, as you see, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide. They've got him stacked up behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3 on the play.
Gary, when's the last time you've ever seen 11 defenders in the backfield? Seriously, they absolutely, totally disregarded pass, and they have 11. Count them, 1, 2, 8, 9, 10, see? And 11. Then 11, here he comes.
12.
Right around the ball. 12.
12 of them
a penalty.
in there.
Paul McGuire would know that, illegal participation.
Right.
He thought that was holding.
2nd down and 13 at the 30 or 41-yard line. A loss of 3 on the play. Lustig, no, they give it to Ed Serafini on the reverse, trying to get the corner. Beats one man at the 45, gets to midfield, still on his feet, and gets a first down as he's knocked out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Nick Hartman making the stop, but Ed Serafini burning speed to get to the corner and get the first down.
That's called great individual effort right there.
Justin Lustig, the quarterback. That was not Justin Lustig who ran the football. That was Ed Serafini who ran the football, number 33.
Justin Lustig watched him. We're going to have individual shots, everybody that's watching the game.
There's Ed Serafini. Way to go, guy. 6'1", 205-pound tight end and defensive end. A two-way player for Coach Minna George. George wants to throw down the middle, and the ball just tipped away from Ramon Ellis at the last moment. Number 17, Ian Day. And had he not tipped it away, Ramon Ellis had a touchdown, Jim LaCorchik.
If that ball was thrown more toward the center of the field, Ramon Ellis is doing a dance in the end zone right now.
5 minutes, 29 seconds. The clock stopped following the incomplete pass. 7-6 in favor of Moeller. Quick-moving first half. Ball control on both sides of the field here by both Moeller and Cathedral Prep offensively, but each team only able to punch it across the goal line once.
Ellis still getting one-on-one coverage.
George back to throw on 2nd and 10. They're going to throw him down the field. Ellis trying to go over his shoulder, makes a dive for it, but comes up empty at the 10-yard line. And again, Ian Day one-on-one with Ramon Ellis. Ellis had a step on him initially to try to make the over-the-shoulder grab and couldn't come up with it.
Boy, oh boy, right from the beginning of that play, Ramon Ellis had his man beat. The ball is thrown over his left shoulder. Again, if it's thrown more towards the center of the field, Ramon Ellis has the catch.
By the way, George came into this game 17 of 26 for 199 yards. So pretty efficient passing statistics for Owen George. 3rd down and 10 now at the 45-yard line. George shows the football, gives it to Justin Lustig. Has some running room, trying to get to the outside. Nice breaking of a tackle at the 40, but he is knocked out of bounds short of the first down at the 38-yard line. He'll be about 2 or 3 yards short of the first down sticks.
Nice effort by Lustig. See what Minna George does. 5:06 left in the first half on the Moeller, 38-yard line, Gary.
Needs to get to the 35 to get the first down. They've got it marked down at the 38. And Owen George looking. And now they're going to have to call another timeout, I think, no? They set the football. No timeout. Owen George simply coming over, getting the play from Minna, his father, and now he's number 14, heading back into the huddle to call the plays. 4th down and 3.
I'll tell you, you got to like your chances with Powell and Lustig back there.
George rolling right, trying to set up a screen. They'll fling it out to Lustig. Does he have enough on it? No. He dove for it at the 30. It came up incomplete, and the ball will go over on downs to Cincinnati Moeller. Tried a little flare-out kind of fade pattern to Lustig coming out of the backfield and just overthrew him by a hair.
Yeah, Lustig had his man beat. He had a linebacker on him. That's the play you won. Here's Ellis coming out of the backfield, and the Moeller player unable to stay with him. But the ball just a tad overthrown. A good call on 4th down. It was there.
I think they'll go back to that play.
Absolutely.
The linebacker was about 3 yards deep in the backfield when he picked up Justin Lustig, and Lustig just ran right by him. The throw was just a little bit overthrown. All right, 1st and 10 for Moeller. Here is Camphe, has the football, breaks a tackle at the 40, but is dropped at the 41-yard line by Matt DeRamo.
Boy, DeRamo, he's a good-looking junior defensive back, Gary. Also a good running back the Ramblers will be using next year. But Prep now going to have to make a big play defensively.
The Ramblers and the Crusaders. Moeller with a 7-6 lead. 4 minutes to play here until halftime.
As you said, a well-played, fast-paced game, Gary.
I think only 1 or 2 flags, if I'm not mistaken. McLaughlin under center. 2nd down, 6 at the 41. Takes the snap, hands it to Camphe. Big hole off the left side at the 45. Fighting for the 1st down marker. Good hit put on by DeRamo at the 48. We'll see where they mark it, and it is very close to a 1st down.
The official's going to have to take a close look at this one. The clock's starting to become a factor, too. Right here, Camphe, an excellent runner, Gary. Reads his blocks well, but DeRamo coming up, putting a hit on him.
That was a nice stick by Matt DeRamo as he knocked the feet right out from under running back Camphe. 3rd down and 1, as it is about a half a yard short of a 1st down. 3:15 and counting left in the first half, I should say, and a 7-6 lead for Moeller. McLaughlin takes the snap, hands it to Camphe, skips by a tackle, has a 1st down at midfield into Prep territory at the 45, driving to the 41-yard line. A flag was down, and it may go against Moeller and negate that run by Camphe that would have given the Crusaders a 1st down.
That's going to go against their wide receiver, Fitz, for either blocking from behind or holding. He was the only Moeller player there besides the ball carrier. Can you hold if you're carrying the ball?
I don't think so.
Okay, then it's on Fitz.
They're talking to Justin Lustig, and Moeller's offense is moving back. So instead of a 1st down for Cincinnati Moeller at the 41-yard line, it will still be 3rd down. Back at, let's see, they're going to still mark it off here. It'll probably go back beyond the 50. Here's the call by the official. I don't think he's got his mic turned on. We'll try to get that situation corrected. Now, from where the infraction occurred and where they marked the football, they're going to have to take the sticks out and measure for a 1st down. This would be kind of strange if they would have a penalty called against them and yet still be able to pick up the 1st down, because the yardage is marked off from the point of the infraction, and where they have put down the football, it's close to the 1st down sticks.
Ramblers had one of those in the 1st quarter,
exactly.
Lustig, and he picked up the 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and inches, and Gary, the clock at about, 2:59. Moeller's going to have to pick up a couple big plays here.
7-6. Owen George scoring on a 3-yard touchdown run for the Ramblers in the 1st quarter. They missed the extra point. And then Crosswaith scoring on a 3-yard run of his own. Moeller making the extra point, and that is the difference right now. 7-6 in favor of the Crusaders with 2 minutes and 59 seconds to play. And a 3rd and inches play at the 48-yard line for Cincinnati Moeller. 1-2 coming into this season, or into this game on the season. Winning last week after they're dropping their first 2 games. McLaughlin turns, hands the ball to the running back Camphe, has a 1st down into Cathedral Prep territory at the 47-yard line. Jason Larson making the stop, and it looked like the same play they ran on the 3rd and 1, in which they were flagged for the penalty. 3rd and inches, they make it with no penalty.
Gary, you look at this offensive line. They're tall, they're heavy, but they're not fat kids at all. They're just big, tough kids. Here, Camphe again over left tackle, and they found a home there for a while.
Mike Camphe, 6 foot, 190-pound junior, who had 344 yards rushing and 229 yards receiving coming into this game. And he's got the football again. Breaks a tackle in the backfield. He's at the 45. Breaks another tackle at the 40. And skips out of bounds. They say he stepped out at the 41-yard line after a gain of 6 on the play. Rasan Powell forced him out along the Cathedral Prep sideline. But it's another gain of 6 by Camphe, who's the kind of back that makes people miss.
Serafini had a chance to wrap him up at the line of scrimmage. Camphe breaks a tackle. Not only that, keeps the clock stopped for the Crusaders.
By going out of bounds, it stops it at 2:19. Left to play until halftime. 2nd down 6 at the 41 of Cathedral Prep. You see the I formation set behind quarterback Pat McLaughlin. Takes the snap. Here comes an option play to the right. He's going to keep it. He's at the 40. 1st down 35. Runs out at the 32, but we've got a flag down back at the line of scrimmage in the Cincinnati Moeller backfield. And let's see if this one is going to negate yet another 1st down for the Crusaders and mark them back a few more.
Gary, those aren't penalties you really count on the road, but when you're home, they don't hurt you.
We mentioned that turnovers and penalties have hurt the Crusaders. They have done a respectable job. Let's see if we can pick up the penalty. Was it on Ed Serafini? Was it the cut down on Ed Serafini? I don't know if it was or not.
You're exactly right. It was blocking below the waist. Good call, Gary. Good call by the official.
So at the 48-yard line now, they mark the penalty off from the point of infraction. It's a 10-yard penalty, and it makes it 2nd down and about 16 at the 48-yard line. Here's your lineup tonight. Dr. Quinn, Touched by an Angel, Walker, Texas Ranger, the Newswatch 35 Night Beat, and then remember, Picket Fences tonight at 11:30. Picket Fences right here on CBS at the 48-yard line. 2nd down 16. McLaughlin straight back to throw. Has good protection. Fires down the middle. Has the tight end at the 30. And a 1st down at the 31-yard line. That is Mike Logan, number 89, a 6'2", 225-pound senior who is tackled by Justin Lustig. But a big play for Cincinnati Moeller. They pick up the 1st down.
Give credit to the Moeller offensive line. McLaughlin had all day to stand back there, look over the field. He looks left, he looks right, he looks down the center and sees his tight end Logan running all by himself.
Logan looks like a big-time player. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. 2 minutes to go until halftime. They mark it at the 29, and it's 1st and 10 for Moeller from there. Leading in the game 7-6, trying to put together another offensive series here to extend their lead by halftime. McLaughlin back to throw. Looking, firing down the middle, and it is nearly intercepted. It is caught, and then it is dropped incomplete. About 2 or 3 players had a handle on it. Ramon Ellis, number 5 of the Ramblers, nearly came up with the football on the interception, and then it was nearly caught by a couple of the Moeller players downfield.
Bad read by McLaughlin throwing into double coverage. Ellis doing his job. The ball went through his hands and then went through the hands of 2 Moeller receivers.
Brings the football back to the 29, sets up 2nd down and 10. The clock stopped with 1:40 to play here in the 1st half.
Moeller might want to run a little delay, either a draw, a screen pass or something. They'll be running that ball.
Single setback is Camphe behind McLaughlin. Takes the snap, little inside reverse to Hamilton, has some running room inside the 25, stretches it out to the 22-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and about 3 as the clock winds down to under 1.5 minutes left here in the 1st half. 3rd and 3 at the 22 for the Crusaders.
A lot of patience, Gary. The Cincinnati offense, no panic whatsoever. Right here you'll see a little counter play that Moeller runs so well, and a good hit by the prep player. Tony Bowers, sophomore linebacker.
3rd and 3, McLaughlin barking out the signals. Takes the snap, straight back into the pocket he goes. Fires, has a man in and out of the hands of his intended receiver, Ted Fitz, and they said he caught everything thrown to him. He should have had a 1st down, but he dropped that one.
Yeah, so much for that theory. We just dispelled that. He doesn't catch everything thrown to him, but he's been catching a lot. 6'8", 185-pound senior.
And now Moeller wants to take a timeout and talk about this 4th and 3 at the 22-yard line with 1:03 left to play here in the 1st half, and the Ramblers trailing by a point at 7-6.
Gary, I think a field goal attempt may be out of the question after looking at their extra point. It wasn't the strongest kick I've ever seen. And I saw one of their kickers before the game was booming the ball, but on the extra point he barely got it over. So I don't think they're even thinking field goal.
Brown Equipment is providing our sideline shots. For John Deere lawn and small farm equipment, depend on their 22 years of experience and John Deere dependability. West Law Road in Northeast. That is Paul Gibbons running the camera, and here we are up in our perch that we live in throughout the month of September and October, and a full house here.
We live in and live for.
Oh, you got it. Couldn't wait for this game. 4th down and 3, and Moeller will go for it, obviously, from the 22-yard line of the Ramblers. McLaughlin hands it to Camfey, skips to the outside at the 20, first down 15, hit by Matt DeRamo, and then dragged down by Justin Lustig. But it's a first down with under a minute to play in the first half at the 14-yard line, and Moeller will go with a no huddle.
That's just great running by Camfey. They had him stopped at the line of scrimmage. He bounced it outside.
He doesn't look exceptionally quick, but it looks like he can pick his spots. McLaughlin firing. Complete to Fitz at the 5, at the 4-yard line, close to another first down, 46 seconds and counting. And they'll stop the clock here as Moeller calls a timeout. They're inside the 5, they're close to a first down at the 4, and there's 46 seconds left to play here in the first half.
Well, I'll tell you, McLaughlin, he's a veteran back there, Gary. He's tough. He looks at the field. He's got plenty of time. The Moeller offensive line, you can see the Ramblers nowhere near McLaughlin. He's just trying to decide what receiver he wants to hit. I think the second half, Prep's going to have to maybe take some chances defensively, send those linebackers.
Put some pressure on him because he's having all day to sit back in that pocket and throw. And during the timeout here, they do measure, and it is a first down for the Crusaders at the 4-yard line. So it'll be first and goal at the 4 for Cincinnati Moeller with 46 seconds remaining here in the first half. Obviously, Cathedral Prep wants to stop Moeller and keep that deficit at only 1 point heading into the halftime locker room. And they've done it. They come up with an interception earlier in the game. They also stopped them on a 4th and 3 play, I think at about the 18-yard line on the first offensive series for Moeller.
I don't think Moeller's punted tonight, have they, Gary?
I don't think so, no.
That's a weapon, too. Justin Lustig returning punts that's been negated.
46 seconds remaining, and a first and goal for Moeller at the 4.
Full house backfield.
They give it to Higgins, the fullback, and he barrels his way to about the 2, a gain of 2, and now Moeller will call another timeout with 39 seconds left until halftime.
That's their last timeout, Gary, so I think they'll call a couple running plays in the huddle or just throw the ball 3 times into the end zone if they have to. But an impressive drive by Moeller. The Ramblers back on their heels a touch defensively as Cincinnati, now they have Camfey out there running so well. And again, on their first touchdown drive, they had a huge 4th down completion. On this one, a huge 4th down run by Camfey.
And so at the 2-yard line, it will be second down and goal for the Cincinnati Moeller Crusaders. We saw strong Vincent when they win over Central, and I can't wait 2 weeks from Friday when Vincent and McDowell play, and Myotis will play Caldwell, who had 4 touchdown passes in that McDowell 46-6 win over Meadville last night.
Should see the ball in the air a few times that night.
Hickory beat Mercier's Prep. Some other county scores from last night. Fort LaBeouf losing to Northwestern. Iroquois beating Quarry. McLean stays unbeaten. Harbor Creek over Northeast. All right, second down and goal from the 2. Moeller is caught in the backfield by Ed Serafini and dropped back at the 9-yard line.
And Gary, they have no timeouts left.
31 seconds and counting.
They're saying spike the ball, so they're going to try and get a field goal, I think.
It's 3rd and goal at the 7. McLaughlin spikes it, stops the clock with 22 seconds remaining, and it will be 4th and goal for Moeller at the 8-yard line. What a huge play if we can see that again on replay.
Wow.
Ed Serafini.
That's what we're talking about, sending some people and disrupting their timing. Right here, you'll see this is on second down. Serafini just came through untouched, wrapped up McLaughlin. Moeller lucky they didn't fumble the ball, but a great defensive surge right there by Serafini. Big game tonight.
Yes, he's having a big game, as is the Prep defense. They're going to kick a field goal here on 4th down. It is set up at the 15-yard line as we go back to live action. The field goal. There's the snap. The kick is down. It is up, and it is no good. It is no good. And we should show you that one, we hope. It was no good. And so the Ramblers stave off yet another threat by Cincinnati Moeller with a big defensive stand, forcing the field goal. And you were right, the Moeller kicker, number 19, Jim Siciliano, simply does not have a strong leg and couldn't connect on that 25-yarder.
No, not exactly thunderfoot. I saw him on the extra point. He just poofed it up there. It was kind of a high snap. The holder did a good job. So with 18 seconds left, look for the Ramblers to be real happy, be down 7-6. 16 plays they controlled the ball, Gary. They went 47 yards in 12 plays. Then they went 16 plays. So time of possession, obviously, on their side.
We hope to talk to the Moeller head coach if we can grab him before they go to the halftime locker room as we count down the seconds. And let's send it down to Bill Flanagan as he tries to grab the Cincinnati Moeller head coach and get his reaction to the first half with the Crusaders up 7-6. Bill?
Thanks a lot, Gary. Tough break there at the end. It would have been nice getting points on the board for you guys. Still up 7-6 at the half, though.
Yeah, we got to go out and play a better second half. We got to eliminate a lot of mistakes. We had a couple drop balls. We had 2 big penalties. They're not stopping us. We're stopping ourselves.
Okay, good luck second half. Gary?
All right, thank you, Bill. Stopping themselves. That's the name of the game. As Moeller goes to the locker room, they lead it by a 7-6 score. We'll be back with our halftime activities here from Veterans Stadium. Great you could join us for our game of the week on a Saturday night. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Tonight's dinner for the WSEE staff and crew was provided by Subway at 4227 Peach Street, owned by Becky and Bill Stafford.
The Sports Section. The nation's leader in youth sports photography. The Sports Section. Unique, creative, and collectible. The Sports Make Section. Your team season truly memorable. Call Scott Kuhn at 825-8344. The Sports Section.
Indiana University of Pennsylvania is big enough to provide the best and small enough to make you feel at home. Smart students choose IUP because it offers the academic resources of a doctoral university, the only state-owned university in Pennsylvania to do so, and it has the learning environment of a small liberal arts college. IUP maintains outstanding academic programs in over 100 fields and has one of Pennsylvania's largest student intern programs. Academics, sports, entertainment, all in one of the 5 safest campus environments in America. IUP, the smallest big university in Pennsylvania. Indiana University of Pennsylvania is big enough to provide the best and small enough to make you feel at home. IUP has the academic resources of a doctoral university and the learning environment of a small liberal arts college. It offers academic programs in over 100 fields, along with one of the state's largest intern programs. And IUP has been recognized as one of the 5 safest campus environments in America. IUP, the smallest big university in Pennsylvania.
Only one sales event can be the best.
You're simply the best.
The 1995 clearance at your Toyota dealer.
Better than all the rest.
Get Toyota quality and clearance savings on 95 Tercels with your choice. Special low financing that could save you hundreds, special leases with low monthly payments, or $500 cash back. Anyone can have a clearance.
Simply the best.
But the best one is on now at your Toyota dealer. Hurry, it ends October 2nd.
Welcome back here to Veterans Stadium, where Cincinnati Moeller has a 7-6 lead here at halftime on the turf here at Veterans Stadium. Beautiful night for football. And we have the athletic directors of both schools joining us here at halftime. We'll go hometown first and then get you later. How about that? Ron, great game here tonight. And these kind of series and the way the schedule has always shaped up for Cathedral Prep has been an aggressive schedule, no different this year.
Well, we're proud to have the kind of schedule that we do and proud to play people like Cincinnati Moeller. It's a great program, great tradition, and great leadership. Dick's done a terrific job of staying on top of that program and keeping it at the same level that it's always been, and that's the very best.
And I guess, Dick, the athletic director at Cincinnati Moeller is a job that requires a lot of telephone calls and a lot of travel arrangements and things like that. You guys go to a lot of different places, right?
Yes, in certain ways it's unfortunate that it's come to be that, but that's, I guess, the price you pay for success. I think last year, to put the 95 schedule together, I figured something in the area of 250 phone calls because we have only 3 league games, and so we were out there looking for 7 games, and with our playoff conception in Ohio, it's come to be a little bit of a negative.
Yeah, and I guess that sounds vaguely familiar with what Ron Sertz is going to with prep and the kind of league situation. Buffalo, St. Francis, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, and the lack of a league for some of the private schools. That seems to be a trend this day and age. Huh?
Yeah, I think that's what you find all over the place, and the better your program is, the harder it is to find competition, especially when you have a shortened league like Cincinnati Moeller does and Cathedral Prep. But we stay on the phone a lot. We should get special rates.
and finally, obviously, when you have a name like Cincinnati Moeller and the tradition that you have, it kind of uneasy wears the head that wears the crown, huh?
Yes, and it's sort of interesting to stand back as we are somewhat doing now and watching Cleveland St. Ignatius beginning to wear that same mantle. It's coming to them now too, the pressures of difficulties of schedule. So,
all right. Well, thank you for joining us. Enjoy the second half. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities here from Veterans Stadium in just a moment.
Only from the mind of Minolta. Introducing the Watchdog Copier, Minolta's revolutionary CS Pro series. Hidden electronic watchdogs guard against misfeeding and miscopying.
Good watchdog.
It 3-hole punches inside the machine.
Nice watchdog.
So intelligent, it calls for service by itself.
Smart watchdog.
It's touching how people care for their Watchdog Copier.
Your business's best friend and watchdog. Kabinski Business Machines, 4525 West Ridge Road.
Did you know that the average car engine can generate enough heat to warm a 6-room house? If winter driving is a chilling experience for you, it's time to visit Canfield Radiator at 18th and State. Serving our community for over 40 years, the Canfield professionals will analyze, explain, and correct your car's heating or radiator problem. Drive in comfort this winter. Visit the experts at Canfield Radiator, Erie's oldest and largest heater radiator specialists.
Garbage? Not necessarily. Food scraps and yard waste don't have to end up in the trash. Recycle them the natural way. Compost, right in your own backyard. Composting is easy, and it's great for your lawn and garden.
Hi, I'm Bob Ferrando, and I'm here at Ut Ballpark, home of the Erie Seawolves. And as big as this place is, we have enough cars on our lot to fill it 3 times over. We're the Tri-State's largest selling Ford dealer, and we intend to sell a ballpark full of cars by September 30th. You'll find the largest selection of pickups, Rangers, Escorts, and a newly redesigned Ford Taurus, all at the lowest guaranteed prices. Save now during our Grand Slam sale, only at Bob Ferrando Ford World on Route 20 in Girard.
The halftime report featuring the Academic League team is brought to you by Giant Eagle. It takes a giant to make life simple.
Back to halftime, where our feature of the Sports Academic League continues, and we have with us today
Frank Marburger from the Montauk School District.
And tell us a little bit, Frank, you're the defending champs of this Academic Sports League. Tell me a little bit about that.
The Sports League gives our students an opportunity to show their skills in the academic arena. We are very much proud of all the students who participate in the athletic programs that we have, but it does give them an opportunity to display their skills in academics. We have been participating for the past year up here. We were the champions, as you've indicated, and we have appreciated the hospitality that we've been shown up in this area. It does give us a chance to improve the image that we have as a small rural school district.
And Montauk, by the way, is just below Interstate 80 in Butler County. We have some of the students displaying the trophies with us tonight.
Erin Claypool, I'm a senior on the Academic Sports League team.
And also here.
I'm Erin Brady, I'm a junior on the Academic Sports League team.
And very quickly, tell me what you get out of this.
Well, I feel that it has improved my study skills a great deal, and I've learned how to be a good competitor. And I've also met a lot of very nice people.
And how about you, Erin?
Pretty much the same. It's taken up more time than most of my other classes combined, but it's been a real challenge.
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you for joining us at halftime. We'll be back with more of our halftime activities in just a moment.
We're in a league of our own.
It's a great learning experience. And we're making
lots of new friends. Come on, we're having fun.
Score big in the game of life. Join your school's Academic Sports League.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good evening, I'm Carol Wilson. We hope you're enjoying the game tonight. It has been a busy day in the Newswatch newsroom. Here are some of the stories we'll have tonight on the Night Beat. The Erie County Coroner's Office has conducted an autopsy on an 83-year-old woman allegedly killed by her 60-year-old daughter. We'll tell you the cause of death and also have reactions from former neighbors of the two in the Union City area. A terrifying experience for the night crew at a Mill Creek McDonald's overnight, held up at gunpoint and forced into the walk-in cooler. And we'll have the story of the elderly man robbed and beaten at an Erie car wash today in broad daylight. Then the assailant stole his car. All of this plus a double fatality in Ashtabula County. Our weekend forecast looks very chilly. Frost advisories are in effect. Tomorrow expected to be a bit warmer with the highs 55 to 65. We'll have all the latest news, weather, and sports coming up on the Night Beat at 11. We hope you'll join us then. For now, enjoy the rest of the game.
sign says it all, Andy's Pub and Gold Crown Billiards. Whether you're looking for an unbelievable selection of tantalizing food or one of the best spots in Erie to relax, shoot a couple games of pool or watch your favorite game on one of 13 TV screens, the place to go is Andy's Pub and Gold Crown Billiards. Just look for the giant sign on the corner of Peach and Liberty. Andy's Pub and Gold Crown Billiards, where food and fun is the program.
Clarion University. We offer more than 70 different academic choices to help you prepare for a career. In some of the hottest, fastest growing fields. Clarion University, meeting the challenge of a professional career.
Nationally known as a premier Catholic university in the Franciscan tradition, it's St. Bonaventure University. Money Magazine has once again ranked St. Bonaventure as one of the best buys among all private colleges and universities in the entire Northeast United States. Known for its competitive Division I athletics, its esteemed academic reputation, and its supportive community, St. Bonaventure will challenge your mind to prepare you for success in life and a career. Join us for an open house this fall or for our student bus trip to campus from Mill Creek Mall to experience the St. Bonaventure spirit.
The Cathedral Prep Rambler football teams have produced some remarkable athletes, but one name that comes to mind is that of Tim Colicchio. In 1990, Colicchio rushed for an amazing 2,355 yards, averaging 11 yards per carry. With 36 touchdowns in the 1990 season, Colicchio helped his team earn Metro and District 10 titles and a ranking of 3rd in the state.
This Prep Flashback has been brought to you by Beals McMahon Painting. Just as Cathedral Prep is committed to excellence, Beals McMahon brings you the best in professional painting.
Back here at Veterans Stadium, where Cincinnati Moeller has a 7-6 lead over the Ramblers of Cathedral Prep as our halftime activities continue on this beautiful night for football on a Saturday night. Pretty good game, Ron Sertz, as you rejoin us here at halftime. But we're going to switch gears a little bit, go inside of the basketball floor and talk about something you're excited about. You have a great tournament in the McDonald's Classic each and every year. You've added to that this year with the Coca-Cola Classic. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, Gary, we talked a little bit about the schedule and the kind of things that we like to do with our kids and the kind of events we like to bring to the Erie community, such as that Cincinnati Moeller game. And this year we have a new thing on the schedule, which is the Coca-Cola Classic. It's a basketball classic that not only involves Cathedral Prep, but really all segments of the community. We have JV boys basketball, we have girls basketball. We've got 2 varsity games. We're bringing in Ringgold High School, who Prep had their heart taken out last year in the Western semis. We're bringing them in as a rematch on Saturday night. Friday night we're playing Lakewood St. Ed's, who has Sam Clancy kid, who's one of the best players in the country. Villa's playing. We have JV boys grade school. We've got 8th grade boys grade school. It's a 2-day event, 9 games altogether at Gannon University, December 8th and 9th.
All right, and it kicks off the season in a pretty good way, doesn't it?
Yeah, we're excited about it because it's got all segments of the community, and we're looking deep into the district. We have Franklin, who was a Western finalist last year. They're going to be playing Cleveland St. Joe's. We've got just games at all levels, and it's going to be a great event.
All right, Ron, thank you for joining us. Looking forward to the basketball season. We'll see what Marcel Araby has right away this year. We'll be back with more of our halftime, including an interview with the Minute George and how he feels about the second half in just a moment. Stay with us.
What's your time worth? How long would it take you to change the oil in your car, give it a lube, clean the windshield, check the fluids, and vacuum the interior? Pennzoil 10-minute oil change centers can do all that, plus check your car in 14 important areas in just 10 minutes. Now through December 31st, you'll receive a $6 mail-in rebate when you choose Pennzoil Performax 100, the 100% synthetic motor oil that works like liquid ball bearings, lowering consumption and protecting against engine wear. That's Pennzoil quality. Look for more valuable coupons from Pennzoil in your Valpak mailer. Good at all Erie Pennzoil 10-minute oil change centers.
Hammett Sports Medicine presents Training Room Tips.
Want to improve your athletic performance? Make stretching a part of your training routine. Hold precise static positions for a minimum of 15 seconds. Be sure not to bounce. Regular stretching will enhance the elasticity of muscles and tendons. You'll increase flexibility and decrease muscle strains and injuries. I'm Pete Grimaldi for Hammett Sports Medicine.
The second half kickoff is brought to you by Taco Bell.
make a run for the border. I'm Jim Lekorchik along with Gary Drapshow. About 2-3 minutes before kickoff, Cincinnati Moeller leads at 7-6. Gary and I were treated to a well-played first half. Prep led 6-0. They went 9 plays and 75 yards. Quarterback Owen George on a 3-yard run. Cincinnati Moeller answered a 47-yard drive in 12 plays with a 3-yard rush by Grant Crosswaite. Their most impressive drive was at the end of the first half when they kept the ball for 16 plays and then came up short. First half statistics, Moeller dominating, 12 first downs to 5, rushing Prep 91-66, separated in the pass department 135-12, Moeller 201-103. Moeller with 1 turnover. Justin Lustig intercepted a pass. Time of possession, Moeller 15-25, and Prep with 8.5 minutes. Right now, down to Bill Flanagan.
Jim, thanks a lot. We're joined by Cathedral Prep head football coach Minna George. Minna, in that first half, walking off the field, Steve Kalani. If Moeller said, you guys aren't stopping them, they're stopping themselves. Reaction to that?
Well, I don't know. They haven't run the ball too much against us, and, you know, they made a couple penalties that did hurt them a little bit, but, you know, I think we were in the same boat a little bit. We dropped 2 big passes that would have put us back in the scoring position and mixed the extra point to make a little heat on us, but no, I think we're doing a great job defensively, and we're going to stay with it.
Quick thoughts on stopping them before halftime. Had to be a big lift going down only a point at intermission.
Yeah, you know, we really did do a good job, but we're having a little trouble finding that big receiver. You know, he runs so many different ways, and we just got to find him on the field. We're getting our drops better by our sophomore linebackers. Now we've got to find that receiver.
Good luck in the second half, Minna.
Thank you.
Gary, Jim, Prep down 1 as we get set to start the third period.
All right, thank you, Bill Flanagan. 7-6 in favor of Cincinnati Moeller, and it will be Prep who receives the second half kickoff, and so the Ramblers are right away will get the football.
Yeah, Gary, I'm not too sure Prep has to make any changes offensively. I thought they moved the ball fairly well for the limited amount of time they had the ball. They're going to have to make some changes defensively, but they're going to have to score at least 2 touchdowns to win this game. Moeller definitely should score again.
Yeah, Moeller, I think we were alluding to this in the first half, did not have to punt the football in the first half. The drives were either stopped via turnover or on downs or the missed field goal, or one drive, of course, ended in the only touchdown that Moeller scored in the game. So the Prep defense will have to tighten up, and it's been the bend but not break variety so far as they're in the game, 7-6 in favor of Cincinnati Moeller here at halftime.
Yeah, as I said, 16-play drive, nothing to show for it. Hurts Moeller, and again, their one scoring drive took 12 plays, but it only went 47 yards. So Prep is making them scratch for every yard. Matter of fact, on that first touchdown drive at 4th and 3, they hit a little screen pass and made it by about 6 inches, or Prep would have stopped that drive. So a good game, and I think going to be an outstanding second half as the Ramblers have Powell and Lustig deep.
And don't forget, a week from tonight, we'll be back here at Veterans Stadium for the Central and Warren Harding game. Our game of the week next Saturday. The Falcons losers to Vincent last night.
I think you'll see Prep get real good field position, Gary. They just don't have strong legs kicking the ball for Cincinnati.
That surprises me. A bigger program as Cincinnati Moeller, you expect to find somebody with a big leg. All right, here we go. Siciliano with the boot. This one's a good one. It drives Lustig back to his 6-yard line. Comes up over the 10, the 15, the 20, follows a block at the 25, and then goes barreling over the 30 out to the 32. So good field position for the Ramblers. They'll begin at the 32-yard line, 1st and 10, as the Prep offense, led by quarterback Owen George, goes to work, trailing in the football game 7-6.
Prep had Ramon Ellis getting single coverage, Gary, and that may be a factor in the second half. You'll see Lustig read his blockers, look for it to open up, and get maximum out of that, the most he could have.
1st and 10, they mark it at the 31-yard line. Here's the give to Lustig, and Lustig is cracked as he comes up to the 33-yard line after a gain of only 1 on the play, as the right side of that Moeller defense, led by number 44, Adam Moitina, making the stop.
Moeller continues to put one-on-one coverage on Ellis. You're going to see Ellis either catch a big pass or they're going to run that reverse pretty soon.
Lustig coming into this game with 312 yards rushing, about 100 yards per game coming in here. 98 yards against Austintown Fitch a week ago. 2nd down and 8, 33-yard line out of the I formation. Here comes Rasan Powell, and he is hit as he reaches the 35-yard line by Marshall Hisdu, a 6'4", 220-pound senior. And Moeller, which has had trouble stopping the run in its first 3 games, Jim, appears to be tightening up the strings against that Rambler running attack.
Yeah, I thought Prep had better success the first half when they went to the option, rolled George out, let him pitch it to Lustig. I think they were a little quicker than Moeller, and I think they would have had more success then.
At the 35-yard line, 3rd down, we'll call it 6 yards to go, just underway in the second half. In case you're just joining us, Moeller leads 7-6. George, rolling right, looks to run at the 40, tries to stretch it forward to the first down, will come up a little bit short, needed to get just beyond the 41. They'll mark him down at the 40. Adam Moitina makes the stop. It'll be 4th down, a yard to go for the Ramblers at their own 40-yard line, and Spry, number 9, is going to make his way out on the field for the punt.
And right here, Owen George does a nice job of seeing the open field, put his head down, but a good tackle by Moeller denied him that extra yard. Do you snap the ball to Rashawn Powell on the fake punt here, or save that for a later day, Gary, on your own 40?
They got those biggies with McDowell and Prep down, or McDowell and Central down the road. You never know. It goes back to Spry, gets the kick away, wobbly kick, fair catch being called for and made at the 29-yard line. So Moeller will take over the football 1st and 10 at their 29 with 9 minutes and 41 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter.
Definitely the right decision on that. Kick it down. Moeller starts on their own 29-yard line. Plus, Moeller played run all the way. They were in a basic defense, Gary, looking for that. Obviously, they had Prep scouted against Austintown Fitch when they ran that fake punt late in the first half.
Pat McLaughlin, the 6'2", 175-pound senior quarterback who has shown a lot of poise in this game so far, has also shown that he can fling the football to a pretty good set of receivers. Here is the pitch to Camphy, their leading rusher, and Camphy turns it back up in across the 30 to the 32 as Jason Larson makes the stop on the play. Mike Camphy, a 6', 190-pound junior, hit by Larson.
Camphy, a wise runner, Gary, uses those blockers, a hard runner, not a speed burner. Now, I don't want to put the hex on anybody. Last night, Gary, by this time, we had seen about 8 or 9 guys limp off the field.
Yes, we did. I don't know whether because it was the first cold game or Vincent went into the game and Central a little bit nicked up. But so far, no injuries in this one.
Let me knock on wood somewhere.
2nd down and 7 at the 32-yard line. Staggered eye behind McLaughlin, who heads straight back into the pocket to throw, flings it to the big tight end, number 89, Michael Logan. And Logan is close to a 1st down at the 39-yard line. Looks like he'll be about a half a yard short and make it 3rd and short as Tony Bowers and Rashawn Powell combine to make the stop.
1st down or 3rd down, Gary, they got to get some pressure on McLaughlin. He had the first half he had all night. Nothing changed on his first attempt in the 3rd quarter.
Moeller 1-2. They lost to Upper St. Clair 35-28. Lost to Massillon, Washington 21-18. And then came back to beat Covington Catholic last week 25-14. They had never gone to 0-3 to start a season, and that win last week prevented that. They've never had a losing season in their program, if I'm not mistaken, Jim.
I don't think they're going to have a losing season this year. That's a pretty good high school football team.
3rd down, and you saw the measurement of inches, about a half a yard or so short of that 1st down. From the 39, tight eye formation behind McLaughlin. Takes the snap, follows his center himself, and picks up more than enough yardage as he crosses the 40 and gets to the 42, and a new set of downs for the Crusaders to work with from there.
Boy, Gary, the way they started the game, I thought they were going to be an aerial circus up and down the field. Then they got a bit conservative and staying strictly with a short passing attack and a power running game.
Here's the replay as he just followed his center, Jim.
There he goes.
Pretty basic play. There's not much you can say about that, huh? From the 42, 1st and 10. Very insightful, too, by the way.
Thank you.
Here comes Camphy trying to turn the corner at the 45. Justin Lustig and Aaron Serafini. And you throw Bowers in there and Larson and a number of players bopping him down to the ground, but after a gain of 5 on the play. Eugene Crosby also in on the tackle, number 77.
I tell you, Moeller's controlled the ball, but you got to give the Prep defense credit against a much bigger team. They're hanging in there. They're making them earn every yard, just playing for that break, and then they got to try and get that offense on track.
Yeah, Moeller has either stopped themselves by not converting on a 4th down or throwing an interception or missing a field goal, but Prep has not been able to force them to punt. And so the time of possession heavily in favor of Cincinnati Moeller. Here is Hamilton bouncing off one tackle, getting to midfield, spinning for close to a 1st down as he stretches it into Cathedral Prep territory at the 48. Eugene Crosby and Matt Duramo on the stop.
A lot of good young defenders out there with the sophomore linebackers. Right here you'll see that misdirection draw, and he takes it to the right side, bounces it out to the left. But some good young defenders out there for the Ramblers with Bowers, Irvin, DeRamo.
7:25, the officials have called for yet another measurement as Cincinnati Moeller pretty satisfied now with grinding it out. And you're right, they came out and boom, boom, boom through 3 passes of 10 yards or more, got the ball down the field, had Cathedral Prep's defense back on its heels, and all of a sudden they sort of go into an offensive shell here and throw only when they need to.
Yeah, their first couple series, they had such a great-looking offense coming at you from every direction. They got to get their big wide receiver Fitz, 6'8", 185, more involved. I mean, he's a handful to cover.
You saw the measurement and a first down. So at the Cathedral Prep 48-yard line, Cincinnati Moeller 1st and 10. They forced Cathedral Prep to punt on its first possession here of the second half and have had the ball since. Back to pass goes McLaughlin. Steps up in the pocket. Fires down the middle. Has Logan, the tight end, slips by a tackle and is hit at the 40 and brought down there after a gain of 8 yards on the play. Justin Lustig and Matt DeRamo combined to make the stop on Big Mike Logan, 6'2", 225 pounds.
Again, Gary, though, McLaughlin went back, throwing on first down. No pressure whatsoever. Looked right, and then his third option, he found him wide open.
Very heady quarterback. He's able to look off some receivers, find they're covered, go to a secondary, a third receiver. And that, of course, is of major concern now to Minna George. That and the fact that his offense needs the football back in order to score some points. And how much longer can the Prep defense stay on the field? Remember, many of these Moeller players are only one-way players. McLaughlin takes the snap on 2nd down 2. Fires down the middle. Hamilton is there, makes a great one-handed grab and then dropped it at the 10-yard line. Reached up, had it for a moment, then as he fell to the ground, dropped it. Lustig and DeRamo covering on the play, incomplete.
Yeah, but almost a great catch by the running back Hamilton, a 6', 180-pound junior. I thought he made a great catch. Again, McLaughlin, plenty of time. There he is. DeRamo comes over and helps out when he puts the hit on him.
Almost pulled it in. Would have been a great catch. From the 40, 3rd down and 2. High formation behind McLaughlin. He'll hand it to Camphe, and Camphe is stood up, then trying to plow forward, looking for that first down marker at the 38-yard line. Joe Dudenhofer was the first to hit him, and let's see if he was able to carry the pile forward enough to get the first down at the 38.
They apparently had him at the line of scrimmage, but good power running straight ahead again by Camphe.
Down under 6 minutes to play as they mark it and say it is a first down at the 38-yard line. So the power that time of Mike Camphe, a 6', 190-pound junior, and he'll be back next year for the Crusaders from that tailback position as they grind out yet another first down at the 38-yard line of Cathedral Prep.
Gary, when they threw on 2nd and 3, I think they were saying we have plenty of confidence that we got 2 downs to make it after that.
At the top of your screen is their big split end, Ted Fitz, who stands 6'8", 190 pounds. A favorite target of McLaughlin. Here's the give to the fullback Higgins, straight up the middle, inside the 35, down to the 32, and a gain of 7. Tony Bowers finally makes the stop on the play, but that time a quick hitter, and Higgins found some running room, 6, maybe 7 yards.
Boy, they attack you everywhere, don't they, Gary?
Oh, man, they do.
2nd down and 4. I think they'll just run another play or 2 and get the first down, maybe start throwing again.
Let's see what they do on 2nd and 4. We'll hear from Minna George shortly on his what he feels about this Moeller team coming in and their strengths. McLaughlin, play action fake, will roll right, has a man wide open, but wants to run. He's at the 30, he's at the 25, skips by a tackle there, and gets to the 20-yard line, and another first down for Moeller. Brian Bates and Justin Lustig combining on the stop. Here's what Minna George had to say about the Cincinnati Moeller's strengths coming into the game tonight.
Last year they were very, very big, and this year they're not quite as big as they were last year. They're still bigger than we are. I think their real strength is the fact that they throw the ball so well, and they've got a very intricate passing game along with a real good running game. They got an excellent wide receiver. I think his name is Spinks. He's about 6'6". So along with that, they play solid defense, and they always have a good kicking game. So they're just an overall good football team.
First down at the 20. Give to Camphe. Look at him keep his feet inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. Kind of put one hand on the ground to keep his feet at the line of scrimmage. Brian Bates finally had to throw him to the ground to get him stopped. A gain of 6 on the play, and again, some positive yardage on first down for the Crusaders.
Looked like Jason Larson was going to stop him for no gain, but as you said, Gary, Campbell keeping his feet. I can't believe Prep's just staying in this basic defense and letting them run at him. I think you got to send some people like they did down toward the goal line and break up that timing. They're just they're in a comfort zone right now.
They have dominated play here in the third quarter. As terms of time of possession, as Higgins gets the call, tries to power forward for the first down, and is about a couple of yards short. Joe Dudenhofer makes the stop for Moeller. They'll mark it at the 13-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 3. They have to get just inside the 10 to pick up another first down. Let's head it down to Bill Flanagan for this report. Bill?
Gary, thanks a lot. You know, one of the things you guys are talking about as we get set for this next play, one of the Prep coaches says, why are they always 3rd and short like this? Another one said, because they pass so good. Prep has been off balance this whole series.
And they're going to go to the air here. McLaughlin steps up in the pocket, fires, has the big tight end Logan at the 5-yard line for a first down. They gang tackle him there. A flag also down on the play. That was in the backfield, so we may have a holding penalty coming up here against Moeller, or else it will be 1st and goal for Cincinnati Moeller at the 4-yard line. But they're heading back. They know that's a holding penalty that's going to drop them back another 10 yards.
You'll see again, the holding or not. McLaughlin has all day. He looks, and there you can see the hold. Great camera shot, fellas. I'll tell you, you had it right there. No wonder they're giving such great protection. Again, there he breaks loose. You see 68 has nothing but jersey in that picture.
On the offense, 10-yard penalty, still 3rd.
Yeah, we got the microphone of the referee working. All right.
Sean Luger, 6'3", 211, had all jersey, I believe, against Jason Larson.
Yeah, I think it was either Larson or Ed Serafini.
Ed Serafini.
But it was a big hunk of orange jersey in his hand, and the referee saw it. So 3rd and 18 now following the 10-yard mark-off. They mark it at the 28-yard line, and they have to get in the vicinity of the 10 for a first down. Single setback behind Laughlin on obvious passing situation. Throws the ball down the middle, has his man at the 10, he's at the 5, he's into the end zone for a touchdown. Tony Hamilton catches the football in stride and weaves his way through the Rambler defense to score the Moeller touchdown. A nice throw from McLaughlin.
That's what happens when you have time. Prep just lets him sit back there, Gary. Got real comfortable. Ryan Irvin was just about a 1/10 of a second too late getting a hand in there, and a great job by the Moeller receiver after he caught the ball. You see that Tony Hamilton, again, had great running ability after he caught the ball, but McLaughlin able just to stand back there and find him.
Siciliano in to attempt the extra point, puts this one up and puts it through. 2:47 to go, third quarter, and Moeller has taken a 14-6 lead.
Crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft.
Why are the two biggest, baddest sinners on the planet arguing over tacos when they can have this?
The new double-decker taco from Taco Bell.
Don't stop now.
It's our delicious crunchy taco joined in harmony.
Harmony?
You betcha. With beans and a soft tortilla.
That's big. What do you think?
The double-decker taco. Just 89 cents.
You guys are millionaires. Buy your own. Buy your own.
Open the door to variety, to value, to convenience. Hey, we know you're in a hurry. Shop smart. Shop PennSmart.
Gary Drapcho with Jim LaCorchick. And the kickoff by Cincinnati Moeller is taken by Justin Lustig across the 30. He's out in the open at the 40, trying to turn the corner at midfield. 45 down at the 42-yard line. And an important offensive series started off here by Cathedral Prep, now down by 8. But Justin Lustig gives them outstanding field position.
Nice job by Ryan Irvin knocking the ball down so he didn't have to catch it and run with it. Knocked it down for him, picked it up, and Justin Lustig, one of the best open field runners Prep's ever had. He really is. We talked about his punt returning ability. There's the ball. Lustig said, thank you, I'll take it from here. Breaks a tackle, shows some great quickness, gets by this player almost, and takes it down there.
Back to live action, Rasan Powell off right tackle inside the 35, knocked down at the 34-yard line by Nick Hartman. And a solid gain of 7 yards on the play, so the Ramblers come right back at Cincinnati Moeller and will try to match their touchdown as they lead now over the Ramblers 14-6.
Gary Moeller went 71 yards in 14 plays. Before the half, they added for 16 plays. It took them 12 plays to go 47 yards, and they're just taking what Prep's giving them, 3, 4, 5 yards at a crack.
Yeah, Cathedral Prep has had the ball once here in the... Owen George with a quarterback sneak has the first down inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. They received the opening kickoff of the second half, 3 and punt, and then Moeller has had it since then. Chris Jordan comes up to make the stop on George. The quarterback sneak picks up a good 5 yards at a 1st and 10 at the 27.
This is what Prep has to do. They have to gain 5 or 6 yards, Gary, on first down. I think they're going to have to do it running wide. They have not gone back to the option where George rolls out and either keeps it or pitches to Lustig. That play, I think, would be there.
Great night for football. Here's the give to Lustig. Turns it back upfield, finds some running room. It closes quickly on him as he gets to the 25. They might give him the 24-yard line, but it's a gain of only 2. And we'll call it 2nd down and 8 as Owen George looks for the next play.
Yeah, everything they're doing is 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7. As Bill Flanagan said, Moeller, everything they have is 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1, just because they throw the ball a little better than Prep.
They have to respect that passing game, keep the linebackers a little bit off the line of scrimmage. Pitch to Lustig on 2nd and 8, trying to turn the corner, has some room at the 20, plows forward, and looks like he has a first down close to the 17, maybe the 16-yard line. Nick Hartman, Adam Moitino making the stop for Cincinnati Moeller. But Lustig trying to turn it on here.
I think Prep's got to attack the Moeller defense around the ends. And here it is, straight pitch out to Justin Lustig. And look at him, Gary. Turns it upfield and grabs an extra 3 or 4 yards on sheer effort.
And this is where I think they miss Mark Lockett, who missing his 2nd straight game with an ankle injury, just to spell Justin Lustig a little bit, to give the defense another running back, something different to look at.
And what a threat.
At the 17-yard line, 1st and 10. Here's Rasan Powell, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and had he been able to keep his feet, he might have had some big yards, but he got it inside the 15 to the 14-yard line, and a gain of 3 by the senior running back for Cathedral Prep.
But there was just one tackler on that one, Gary, and that's what running wide does. It opens it up a bit. I think the Ramblers have to get it into the end zone. 44 seconds left in the 3rd period.
2nd down 7 at the 14-yard line. You see the I formation behind quarterback Owen George, who will give it to Lustig off the right side. Big hole inside the 10. It closes quickly. He's pushed back to the 13, but they'll give him his forward progress, I believe, to the 9-yard line. It'll set up 3rd down and about 2. Moitina making the stop again.
Well, I'll tell you what, Molina, how big is he, that linebacker? They list him at 5'10", 175, but he's a strong player. Here, Lustig just takes what he can get, and they stand him up on that one. 3rd down and 3 with 7-6-5. The Ramblers are going to let the 3rd period wind down, Gary.
2-1. That's the end of the 3rd period. We've got 12 more minutes of football left. Moeller has a 14-6 lead as we head to the final period. We'll be back from Veterans Stadium in just a moment.
A new name comes to Street Track and Trail in Conneaut Lake, and that name is Nissan. Nissan gives you a lot of great reasons to consider us for your next vehicle. Reasons like Nissan trucks, Quest minivans, Maxima, Altima, and Sentra sedans, and Pathfinders. And we're making Nissan the best buy in the tri-state region by giving you a variety of purchase plans to fit your needs. Watch for our weekly specials in the Erie Times, Meadville Tribune, and Venango papers. Nissan and Street Track and Trail. You'll like the combination.
Crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft, crunchy, soft.
Why are the 2 biggest, baddest sinners on the planet arguing over tacos? They can have this.
The new double-decker taco from Taco Bell.
Don't stop now.
It's our delicious crunchy taco joined in harmony.
Harmony?
You betcha. With beans and a soft tortilla.
That's big. What do you think?
The double-decker taco. Just 89 cents.
You guys are millionaires. Buy your own. Buy your own.
What's your time worth? How long would it take you to change the oil in your car? Give it a lube, clean the windshield, check the fluids, and vacuum the interior. Pennzoil 10-minute oil change centers can do all that, plus check your car in 14 important areas in just 10 minutes. Now through December 31st, you'll receive a $6 mail-in rebate when you choose Pennzoil Performax 100, the 100% synthetic motor oil that works like liquid ball bearings, lowering consumption and protecting against engine wear. That's Pennzoil quality. Look for more valuable coupons from Pennzoil in your Valpak mailer. Good at all Erie Pennzoil 10-minute oil change centers.
Gary Drapcho with Jim LaCorchick. Here we go into the fourth quarter, and a 3rd and 3 for the Ramblers just inside the 10-yard line, and one of the offensive linemen jumps off sides. It's going to cost Cathedral Prep 5 yards, and all of a sudden make it a bigger play now, 3rd and 8.
Wow, does this ever change the play, Gary? You're in 2-down territory. Minute George likes the power offense. You know, at 3rd and 3, you figure the worst it's going to be is 4th and 1. They jump offside. Now it's 3rd down 8. Minute George almost sprinted down to the end zone. He's still out in the field. Wow, and they got to take a timeout.
They're going to call a timeout and burn it right away as Minna walks out to talk to his offense. Is Bill Flanagan ready downstairs? If he is ready, let's send it down to Bill, and he has this report. Bill?
Gary, thanks a lot. How disconcerting can that be for Cathedral Prep? Coming out of the end of the 3rd quarter, they huddle up. Now all of a sudden they have to take a timeout. They were discussing in that last timeout, in between the 3rd quarter and the beginning of the 4th, of running Justin Lustig inside, but they are petrified about Moeller's linebackers. They're shooting those gaps, and Cathedral Prep has still not found a way to counter that with their offense.
All right, Bill Flanagan, thank you very much. The Ramblers now with a 3rd down and about 8, as they will no doubt try to go to the air here, or at least to throw something a little bit different at the Cincinnati Moeller defense. The defense, by the way, for Moeller has given up 70 points in 3 games, so it's susceptible to about 23, 24 points per game, and they nearly gave up 1,000 yards in the first 3 games on total offense.
3rd down and 8, Gary. The Ramblers trail 14-6.
Obviously 2-down territory at the 15-yard line. They have to get to around the 7 for a 1st down. Back to throws George, flings it down the middle, incomplete, flag is thrown. Pass interference will be called against Cincinnati Moeller. Either Hartman or Day went up over the back of the intended receiver, Ramon Ellis, and the interference penalty will be called against the Crusaders.
That's half the distance, Gary, down to the 7.5-yard line. Again, Owen George drops straight back, looks over the middle, and you can just see him over the Prep player's back. That's 17, I believe.
Ian Day.
Ian Day.
Who has been on Ramon Ellis one-on-one. They tried to throw a couple passes to him in that first half when they had one-on-one coverage with Ian Day and Ramon Ellis matched up. This time they try to go to Ellis, who is the Ramblers' leading receiver coming into this game, and Ian Day commits the pass interference penalty.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
7-yard line, 1st and goal, as you mentioned, half the distance of the goal off to the penalty, but an automatic 1st down. Here comes Rasad Powell, nowhere to go. They stack him up for a loss in the backfield. Back to the 9-yard line as the Crusaders' defense looks for the big play and the shadow of the goalposts.
I don't think they're going to do it off tackle, Gary. I think they're either going to do it with a little swing pass, run the option, straight pitch to Justin Lustig, but running Rashawn Powell off tackle that close to the goal line when those linebackers are so tight to begin with, it's not going to happen.
18, Rob Altadonna bringing in the play along with quarterback Owen George. They mark it at the 9, loss of 2. And 2nd down and goal from there. Ellis is split out wide to the bottom of the screen. Here comes the option play. They give it to Powell. Powell trying to get the corner. He's at the 5. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. Good call, Jim LaCorchick. They took it wide on the option play. George to Rashawn Powell, and he scores, making it a 14-12 game. And it looks like they're going to go for 2 and try to tie this game up. Here's the touchdown.
Gary,
again.
You'll see the Moeller defense pinch so tight against that off-tackle play. Owen George doing a great job with a defender hanging on him, getting the ball to Powell. And Powell, of course, with his quickness and strength. I run the same play. You know, I just say, here it is. Show me you can stop it.
Well, they bring out the wide receivers. Altadonna and Ramon Ellis both have come out on this 2-point conversion. They're going to have a tight, double tight end formation. And 3 men behind Owen George in the backfield. Here's the option play to Lustig. Lustig tries to turn it up. They crack it. He is short. And the 2-point conversion fails. Steve Fiamongo making the stop on the play. Let's go to a break. 11:10 to go in the game. It is 14-12, not 13, 14-12 in favor of Moeller.
For a complete in-depth analysis of tonight's game and all the hot sporting action around the region and the nation, read the Sunday Times News. Home delivered, the Sunday Times News is all you need to keep up with the times.
The Sports Section. The nation's leader in youth sports photography. The Sports Section. Unique, creative, and collectible. The Sports Make your team season truly memorable. Call Scott Kuhn at 825-8344. The Sports Section.
What can we offer you at Jamestown Mattress? Just take a look. questions?
Jamestown Mattress, 2411 West 12th Street, your hometown sit and sleep shop.
14-12 in favor of Cincinnati Moeller as Spry kicks the ball off. Low line drive kick bouncing at the 15-yard line. Picked up there at the 20, the 25. Breaks out in the open at the 30. Across the 40 to the 45. Across midfield. Still on his feet. Across the 40 at the 35. Ellis finally has him. A flag is down as they drive him out at the 30-yard line. What a run back by number 27, Dave Lippincott, who picked up the bouncing football and nearly ran it back for a touchdown.
Gary, the Rambler touchdown was set up by a great kick return by Justin Lustig, one that hit the ground. Here, Lippincott picks it up, follows his blocking, breaks out into the open. Ramon Ellis forces him outside, doesn't quit on it. Then there's a clip right here, and then Lippincott is finally caught by Ellis again, so Ellis did not quit on it. The back going to be at midfield, or the ball going to be at midfield, but Gary, Prep went 41 yards in 10 plays, and of course, as I said, that was set up by Lustig's kick return, and then Powell on a 9-yard run off the option.
So at midfield is where they'll mark the football following the clip penalty. Still, excellent field position for Moeller to start this drive. They lead by 2, 14-12, with 10 minutes and 45 seconds left to play here in the football game. Here is Kempfe coming off the right side. Has 2 yards to the 48 before they stack him there. Ryan Irvin, the sophomore inside linebacker for Coach Minna George's defense. One of the players in on the stop. Gain of 2, 2nd and 8.
Also Bowers. You got to like those sophomore LBs, Gary.
Yeah, we mentioned this before. Irvin had his best game as a varsity player with 13 tackles in the win against Austintown Fitch. 5 solo, 8 assisted. From the Rambler 48, 2nd down, 8 yards to go. McLaughlin with the I formation behind him. Here comes the tailback, Mike Kempfe, trying to turn the corner. Serafini has him and drives him out. They keep the clock running as they drive him to the 44-yard line, where it will be 2nd down and about 4 yards to go.
Serafini made that play, Gary. He was hanging on for dear life. He was fighting a blocker and fighting the rugged Kempfe. Here's where Prep has to send a linebacker, do something different. They can't let McLaughlin just stand back there and get comfortable.
14-12, Cincinnati Moeller with the lead and with the football. 3rd down and 4 at the Rambler 44-yard line. 9.5 minutes to play in the game. Here's the option play. McLaughlin to Kempfe, has some room to run. 40, 35, and is knocked out close to the 32-yard line, but it is a 1st down. Matt DeRamo knocked him out of bounds.
They had the perfect call, Gary. Prep was bringing Serafini from the offensive's left side, and they just optioned that way. Nobody was home. Prep took a shot. Moeller with the right call. You can see Serafini coming in, had the quarterback, but no help for the halfback.
Good tackle opened in the open field by Matt DeRamo. 1st and 10. New set of downs to work with at the Rambler 32-yard line.
Here's where you send somebody, Gary. You try and make a play defensively.
Higgins, the fullback, is nailed as he tries that left side. Number 44, Ryan Irvin, again in on the stop. Ed Serafini also coming off the bottom of the pile. Only a gain of a yard to the 31, 2nd down and 9.
You got to make a big play defensively, Gary, because they're just going to control the ball.
14-12. At least in this range, if you can stop them, all you need is a field goal to win the game instead of having to put it into the end zone. Big play here, 2nd down 9 at the 31-yard line. McLaughlin fumbles the football, picks it up, fumbles it again. It's still loose. It's still loose, and he finally falls on it at the 34-yard line. But it is a big loss on the play, and it's going to set up a 3rd down and about 13 yards to go.
Higgins, the fullback, alertly gets the ball. Bizarre ball. Here we go. The first snap on bizarre ball. He loses it. He's thinking of pitching it. Wisely decided not to, and then the ball is rolled into the hands of Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins is the man who covered it. You see it marked at the 34 now. 3rd and 12. 8 minutes and 20 seconds. 14-12 Moeller as Prep tries to put together a defensive stand to get the ball back. McLaughlin play action rolls right. Looking back left. That's covered. Now he's going to run. Gets by at the 40s, at the 35. Rasan Powell has him, and down he goes at the 35-yard line. And a good open field tackle by Rasan Powell, keeping him from getting to the outside and setting up a 4th and 12 at the 34-yard line.
Gary, I'm going to tell you who made that play. Ed Serafini dropped from his defensive end position to shut off the screen pass. They wanted to run screen left. McLaughlin looked nothing there, and then the Rambler defense came up with the rest of the play.
So 4th down. And from the 35-yard line, McLaughlin will go for it. They need to get into the vicinity of the 22 for a first down. They're at the 35. Fourth down. McLaughlin straight back to throw. Looking, throwing, and it is caught at the 10, at the 5. Touchdown, Cincinnati Moeller. Number 37. Brian Goodhart with the catch and the score. And on 4th and 13 from the 35, Moeller comes up with a dandy of a play.
You can see Powell coming, but McLaughlin, with all the time in the world, looked, and Lustig was just late getting there. Some great patterns Moeller runs. They get the guys open. McLaughlin delivers. Here you can see the prep sends Powell from the outside. What a great pass, though.
Oh, man. They will attempt to go for the 1-point extra point with Jim Siciliano.
This is a possession kick here.
Yes, it is. Snap down, kick is up. This one is good, makes it a 21-12 game. So Moeller now back with a 9-point lead, 21-12 with 7:24 to go.
What you smiling about?
$1.95 breakfast smile at Eaton Park.
You got those eggs that are just smiling at you.
Now, for only $1.95, enjoy 2 eggs, bacon or sausage, hash browns or home fries, plus toast. An unbelievable breakfast deal. The Breakfast Smile, only $1.95 at Eaton Park.
That's good. I fixed her do 2 little, fried eggs, a little bacon smile.
If it's $1.95, we'll be here every morning.
Eaton Park's the place for smiles.
Gary Drapcho with Jim Lekorchik here at Veterans Stadium. Instead of Cathedral Prep stopping them on a 4th and 13 at the 35, they give up the 35-yard touchdown pass. And now you're right, a possession extra point, 9-point lead. So Prep must have the football twice and score on both possessions, and there's only 7 minutes and 24 seconds remaining.
Gary, that's a great play by McLaughlin, because that's the difference between leading 21-12 and leading 14-12 and the opposition having the ball on the 35-yard line. Tremendous play by the quarterback.
Here's the kick by Siciliano. Good end-over-end kick that will be taken by Lustig at his 15-yard line. Comes up over the 20 and then is drilled at the 26-yard line. Nice hit by Oscar, number 94. And it is a 1st and 10 for Cathedral Prep as they trail by 9, 21-12.
Well, they're going to have to air the ball out a little and score quickly, but the big problem for Prep is stopping Moeller, who has yet to punt.
All right, Jim, Carpet Craftsman across the street again as they welcome us back, and we really appreciate that.
Yes, we do. Gary, you'll never have to spend a fortune for beautiful carpeting and professional installation, not as long as I'm around, Gary.
All right.
Plus, they guarantee the work they do. Carpet Craftsman, 27th and French across from Vet Stadium.
Cincinnati Moeller with the lead, 21-12, and 7:05 and counting left to play. And George back to throw. Quickly out to Ellis. Ellis at the 30. His man slipped and fell. He got to the 35 and then is pushed out of the 36, maybe the 37, and close to a first down. Ian Day, who was backing up on the play, was the man who made the stop. Here's the Pennzoil play of the game, Jim. We just saw it.
It's the difference right now. 35-yard touchdown pass on 4th and 13 when you're only up 14-12. Single coverage on Ramon Ellis, Gary, could be the difference if the Ramblers get back in this game in a hurry.
Our Pennzoil play of the game. 7 minutes exactly remaining. Clock is stopped on the out-of-bounds play. Here's an inside handoff to Justin Lustig on the delay. Nowhere to run. They stack him up behind the line of scrimmage at the 35-yard line. A loss of a yard. Ryan Murphy is the man who clogged up that delayed handoff to Justin Lustig.
Here's where Prep doesn't exactly shine. That's using the clock. The clock's running. You know, it's been about 10-15 seconds. They got to get the play into the huddle. They need to call a play or two when you're down 2 possessions.
If this score should stand, Moeller would go to 2-2, having won its last 2 in a row, and Prep would also be 2-2, having their 2-game win streak snapped.
Great high school football game.
You got it. George back to throw. Looking, lots of protection. Now it breaks down, and George goes down back at the 28-yard line. That was a coverage sack because he initially had plenty of time until Matt Edwards and Steve Phillips finally beat their blocks and made the sack of Owen George.
Exactly. Well, it was set up on a draw play on first down that didn't work, and then Moeller looking pass all the way, Gary, and finally getting to the quarterback. Absolutely nobody to throw to.
So 3rd down and 18 as they lose 9 yards on that 2nd and 9 play. 3rd and 18. The ball is marked back at the 29-yard line. And 5 minutes and 45 seconds remaining. Ellis split out wide at the bottom of your screen. George back to throw. Is going to fling it downfield. Ellis is there, but the ball is behind him and incomplete. Ellis did have a step on his defender, but it's incomplete. And 4th and 18 of the 29. Chris Jordan, number 35, the strong safety, and more or less just playing a safety man back there, not letting anybody get behind him, was the closest man to Ramon Ellis.
Ellis did a good job of getting by the receivers on that type of situation, but Owen George was facing some pressure, and the ball just kind of fluttered out of his hand.
Brian Spry now back in punt formation. They just cannot afford to go for a 4th and 18 at their own 28-yard line. With 5 minutes and 34 seconds left in the game, just hoping for a break. Good snap back to Brian Spry. Gets a good kick, spiraling up in the air. It's going to be caught at the 50-yard line by Hamilton, and down he goes. We'll be right back. Let's take a break. 5:25 left in the game. Moeller with a 9-point lead.
Only one sales event can be the best.
You're simply the best.
The 1995 clearance at your Toyota dealer.
Better than all the rest.
Get Toyota quality and clearance deals on 95 Avalons. Every one clearance price for immediate sale. Buy or lease, you'll get the best clearance deal ever on the all-new Avalon. Anyone can have a clearance.
Simply the best.
But the best one is on now at your Toyota dealer. Hurry, it ends October 2nd.
Hurry, Mom! Don't worry, I've got the Giant Eagle Advantage card.
How can one piece of plastic be so fantastic? Don't need those others, no. Our Advantage card makes what was hard as simple as C5. It's not complex.
I can cash my check. I got data video. I'll choose the card.
In all our stores, special discounts are yours. As simple as C5. Simple as C5. Giant Eagle.
The Metro League Game of the Week has been brought to you by Taco Bell, Cross the Border, Indiana University of Pennsylvania, Giant Eagle, it takes a giant to make life simple, and your Pennzoil 10-minute oil change centers and PennSmarts.
Cincinnati Moeller taking over at the Rambler 42-yard line, 1st and 10. Here is Cam Fay just kind of picking his way. Gets a few yards inside the 45 to the 44. He doesn't impress me in terms of speed or power. He just knows where to run. The old run-to-daylight Vince Lombardi theory there.
Yeah, he'd love Cam Fay. Gary, desperate situations call for desperate measures. I think you might want to see the prep defense send everybody and either break up the timing or give up a big play.
Our player of the game on the Cincinnati Moeller side is quarterback Pat McLaughlin, who certainly deserves it, especially after that 35-yard touchdown pass that has Moeller up by 9. Takes the snap, hands it to Cam Fay. Cam Fay running off right tackle, follows his fullback Higgins and gets to the 41-yard line. Brian Bates making the stop as we go to 4 minutes and 30 seconds and counting left to play here. 21-12, 9-point lead. Moeller satisfied with simply trying to run out the clock.
I'd be using timeouts right now if I had any.
You need 2 possessions if you are Cathedral Prep, down by 9, and a 3rd down and 4 at the 41-yard line.
Crusaders milking the clock. How comfortable are they, Gary, throwing the ball? There's your prep player of the game, Justin Lustig. Great all-around action.
Including an interception of a Pat McLaughlin pass back in the first quarter that stopped the drive. McLaughlin on 3rd down wants to throw, flings it down the middle, and nearly intercepted. Oh, and Lustig nearly took it away as well. Almost had number 2. As the deflection falls incomplete, and a 4th and 4 at the 41, and I think Moeller is going to punt the football for the first time.
Yeah, once they get their collective hearts out of their collective throats. Because if Lustig gets his hand on that ball in the open field, you're talking major problems for Moeller.
Yeah, we saw him run a interception back for a touchdown against Altoona last year.
Guaranteed good hang time from the Moeller punter as soon as it's off his foot. He's 6'8".
2,500 on hand here tonight as 10 men on the line of scrimmage. Number 3, Tim Pennekamp, back to receive the punt, or the kick, the snap, I should say, and gets the kick away. And here's Lustig. He has to run it back, trying to make something happen. Goes down to the 16. We'll be right back. Moeller with a 21-12
lead. Keystone Rehabilitation Systems is an independent physical therapy practice, treating sports and auto-related injuries, as well as injuries that occur at work or at home. With physical therapy, you can reach your maximum physical potential. Ask your physician about physical therapy, and once you have a prescription, choose one of Keystone's convenient locations. Let your doctor do the prescribing. You do the choosing. Choose Keystone Rehabilitation Systems.
Okay, Jim, with the clock running down, Moeller securely in the lead in this game, 21-12. It has been a good football game, but Moeller simply controlled the clock, controlled the football, and didn't let the Ramblers have enough to do offensively to get back into this football game, especially in the second half.
Fun game to watch. Outstanding high school game to watch.
Tipped up in the air and incomplete with 3 minutes to play in the game, and we'll be going to Dr. Quinn in just a few minutes. 3 minutes and 27 seconds remaining, and second down and 10.
I'm going to Dr. Quinn Monday. I've had this little sore throat that I was hoping that they'd take a look at. Dr. Quinn, good doctor.
21-12 in favor of the Crusaders of Moeller, as